Good morning, good afternoon, midday, midnight, regardless of where you are in the time zone. This is for you, and especially you. This is a presentation about just what you see on the screen. It's a partnership between Novatech, which is a Meta trader broker, and HS HBCUs. HBCUs is the left out. Well, I won't say that. It's the participation of an alumni association scholarship fund. The participation of all HBCUs, alumni associations, in the scholarship fund that's being offered for you and you if you are a graduate from any HBCU in the nation. That's what this is all about. I'm going to not take up a whole lot of your time. I want you to know that this thumbnail that you see here is something that I would like for you to share with as many people as possible. Matter of fact, if you tell 100 people in this upcoming year, this is December the 24th of 2022, if you were to tell 100 people about this presentation that you're going to see now during the year of 2023, the entire community of all HBCUs would change, and all of the participants in what you're going to have in this presentation with this Novatech Meta trader broker, you will have an opportunity to not only just share the information, but help those persons that you share it with benefit. God said it's more blessed to give than it is to receive, and this is a process so you can give this away, and every time you give it away, you're going to be blessed by giving it away. That's what he meant by giving, why he wants you to give. It is more blessed to give, he said, than it is for you to receive. I'm going to let that go for now because I get carried away about this entire process. Now, here, these are the founders of Novatech. This is B. Reverend Cynthia Patton and her husband Eddie Patton. These are the founders of Novatech. Yep, all the information that you see on the screen by Eddie and Cynthia as CEO and COO of Novatech FX is true. It's the most highly integritized company that I have been involved with, and I'm not a little teenager. Novatech executive staff, over 40 years combined experience. Over 40 years combined experience. Now, yes, the blockchain may be new to some of us, but these two individuals here has over 40 years of experience in doing what they do. Okay, so do your own due diligence, and I'm going to emphasize that throughout this entire process. Do your own due diligence about the whole process of what we're talking about with regards to the blockchain. And that's what we're introducing in this process to show you how to use cryptocurrency as a means of, well, let's go through this presentation first. Here's the first thing I want to show you. This is the HBCU's Partnership Scholarship Funding System. The HBCU's participating, I said partnership, but it is a participating partnership scholarship fund system, showing you how HBCU's alumni's projections breakdown can help all of the persons with all of the HBCUs in America. HBCUs are so now was somewhat ostracized because the president of the United States was going to take and forgive $20,000 off the student loan debt that many HBCU graduates incurred trying to get an education. Well, guess what? God has already sent the rescue. He told Job that your right hand can save you. Now listen, here's what we're talking about. This is Novatech's Meta trader hedge fund presentation. But what you see on the screen has nothing to do with Novatech. You don't see Novatech anywhere on the screen. You see the calculator site, and that's what we're going to be using and explaining to you what we're talking about. And you see HBCU's logo. And right up on the HBCU's logo, I'm going to tell you that right now, start off, is where you can get started with this process by going to Money is My Plan B and completing the application free, in order for you to take advantage of the opportunity that you're about now to be given information on. Now, here is an opportunity for HBCU's participating scholarship fund system to benefit the HBCU for where you graduated. If you're an alumni from any HBCU in the United States of America, this is an opportunity, or outside of America, doesn't really matter, for you to take advantage of the opportunity, because if you are a graduate and you are an alumni, you want to benefit your HBCU, wherever you graduated from, as an alumni. Well, here's an opportunity. We're going to start out using the example using the calculator site. Now let me explain the calculator site. The calculator site is just a whole lot of, maybe up to maybe 40 or 50 calculators, giving you information as to how to use that calculator to determine whatever it is you want: mortgages, car loans, student loans. All different kind of calculators are on the calculator site. This calculator site here is for the 4x compounding calculator. Now the term 4x is, of course, foreign exchange. So we're talking about foreign exchanges. Now what's the foreign exchange? Well, we're talking about a company called Novatech. I'll introduce you that into in a minute. We're going to introduce you to a company called Novatech, and Novatech is a foreign exchange modified broker, where they're trader. They're a modified trader. They trade for you on a daily basis, and we're going to explain that in a minute. And as a result of them trading for you, you are benefiting. Okay, and we're going to show you how the HBCUs are also part of this process, whether you understand it or not. Now look, if we're using an example of this calculator site of $25,000. We are saying that it's possible for the alumni of any or many of the HBCUs to be able to put $25,000 aside out of their treasury, to compound it over a period of time to generate monies to give away as a scholarship for the HBCU proposed students that's going to be attending the HBCU. Now, what we're emphasizing in this process, the word compounding. And according to Albert Einstein, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. Well, as an accountant, and I am an accountant, I use another term, is accumulate. We're going to show you how the process of accumulating money, accumulating whatever it is you want to accumulate. The two terms, the adjective compounding and accumulate, are basically meaning the same thing. So look, all we're talking about is giving a simplified opportunity to understand what we're talking about. The God said, above all, get understanding, is to understand the snowball effect. If you roll a snowball, the longer you roll it into snow, the powder of the snow, the more snow is picked up on the snowball. And then it'll get to a point where you have to have help rolling the snowball. And cryptocurrency is the same way. The more you roll it, the bigger the ball get. Now, assuming that you were, and I don't want to use that word, but understanding that if you were to take $25,000 one time, just one time out of your alumni treasury, and you were earning 3% on an average every week, 3%, and you had to stay for 5 years, look what your reward will be: $44,132,312. That's just 5 years accumulation. So in 5 years, you wouldn't have to wait 5 years to start giving scholarships to some students. But if you were to just hold it for 5 years, you would have $44 million in your $44,132,312 in your scholarship funding system to start now giving scholarships to students, as opposed to letting the student come and borrow money and get in a position when they get out of college, they'll have to have so much debt that they really can't live the life that they are trying to accomplish by going to college and bettering and getting a higher education. We're going to move on with this. It's just as a starter now. I'm going to show you this presentation here, this slide. I'm going to show you this slide over and over again. I'm going to start at 25,000, and by the time I get to the end, I'm going to be at 1.5 million. But each one of the slides, all the other information that you're going to see on this particular slide is the same with each one of the slides. But what I'm saying is I'm starting with the $25,000 process or deposit and going up to 1.5 million. And there may be some HBCUs who would like to take 1.5 million and put it into this position so that the prospective students can then get scholarships from that institution, as opposed to coming to the institution and going outside of that institution to another institution and borrowing money to go to school, even though that institution may have its own financial process to loan that student money. But what I'm suggesting is it would be better for that student to graduate with a scholarship education as opposed to a loan education. I'm moving on from this now to just look at this. Here is a tracking graduation rate at HBCUs. HBCUs. This is not my information. This information that you see, I have it in quotes, but this information is coming from the Journal of Black in Higher Education. This is not my giving. I'm just giving this information to show you how not just you and you, of course, persons that are interested in HBCUs. Plenty of organizations are. But here is an opportunity for you to take whatever it is you're doing in order to aid and assist any HBCU. This tracking graduation rate at HBCUs is what this organization is doing here. I'm talking about the Journal of Black in Higher Education. It's giving this information for you. But yet, here are also other means to show this is a progress of black graduate rates at selected historical black colleges and universities. Well, look just at this example and starting in 2006. We're in 2022. This information here is very, very much outdated, but yet if we look at the update of what this information is, we'll know there's a huge need now for what we're recommending in this presentation for each one of these HBCUs listed on this two tables here, table 1 and table 2. Watch this. Here is the 50,000. Watch the difference now. The other one was 44,000. Look, 50,000 over the same period of time, 5 years, with the same information, 3%. 50,000, listed 82,383,549. This is from the process of compounding. So what you're doing is you are compounding. Oh, I didn't tell you this, and yet I'm looking at it. We're adding $500 per month in addition to putting the 50,000 in, putting 25,000 in, but we're going to add $500, just $500 a month. What would happen if we were in the process to add 50,000? What would we compound in? Well, you can do your own calculation by going to this calculator site, and you just play with the calculator. I'm showing you my dream with using the calculator. I've used the calculator to make all these projections here, and you're going to do the same thing by going to the calculatorsite.com and using your own projection, your breakdown for whatever you want your alumni association to give. And you can do this for yourself. You don't have to be a member of the association, but I pray to God that you are. But if as a member, you can do it also. You can also aid this alumni association by you getting involved yourself. Yep, you can do it too. And then you donate what your proceeds want to the alumni, and alumni do the same thing. So you see, one hand washes the other hand. That's what we're saying in this projection here. Now look, 50,000 is going to generate 82 million over a period of 5 years. And during that 5-year period, you have students that are graduating from college now from your HBCU who didn't have to borrow money. They got a scholarship, and that scholarship is now paid for that person to go to school and get an education and not have a student loan at the end. Here's a 75,000. Look at 75,000. $120,634,985. All we're doing is just showing you the process of compounding. If you compound 25, you're going to get a small amount. When you if you compound 75, you got 120 million for scholarship owners, just for scholarships. Okay, and you have also an opportunity to add even more to get other things done at the HBCU that you wouldn't have done. You may want to donate a whole wing or something like that at the HBCU as an alumni association. We don't really know what you want to do or what your organization is going to do, but your organization now, under this new age that we're living in, and the world is changing, and one of those changes is money. And when money change, the world change, if you can follow what I'm saying, because the world is ran by money. Okay, so moving on without getting off the key, I'm moving on to the next slide. I'm taking up too much of your time. 100,000 is 158,886,332. $100,000 one time out of pocket, one time, $500 a month, will compound using an average of 3%. Now this Novatech, I'm introducing you to the Novatech. In Novatech, changes. Often it changes and changes. It changes. The founders of Novatech is a process where it changes every day. the process up and down, but it averages 3%. That 3% is what we're talking about here at $158,886,332 in 5 years, with an average of 3% and just one time out of pocket of $100,000. Look at this one here, $150,000, $235,388 and $996. $235,388,996 over a period of 5 years, giving money now to all those students who qualify for a scholarship to get a higher education and graduating from the HBCU without having to have a loan or a judge to block them from being forgiven for a part of their loan in the process. Here's freedom. And that's what we're going to show in a few minutes, what HBCUs are talking about with freedom. I'm going to show you the symbol. It's freedom for that person now to graduate from any HBCU in the United States of America without having to have a loan for the process. And we're not just talking about any one race of people. We're talking about those persons or those students of whatever race they want to attend the HBCU with a scholarship to get a higher education and graduate from that HBCU as an alumni, and then do the same thing that these alumni are doing today. That's what we're really talking about. The HBCU, the historical black colleges, is the symbol that we're leaving in your mind. So all we're talking about, if you are Asian American, if you are Native American, if you are regardless of what you are, if you're an American, white American, black American, whatever you are, if you want to attend and you qualify for the student to attend the HBCU and you want to attend the HBCU under a scholarship, well, here's an opportunity for you as an alumni to help that student go to school without a student loan. The table 1 is showing you in I think the at least now here is 1837. 1837. Down on the table, 1837 is when the Cheyenne State University got started. But look at the Alabama, AM&N, 1875. You see in 1870. You see 1867, 1873, 1870, 1871. All these schools started hundreds of years ago. Now, these schools are still, HBCUs are still here now. And what we're talking about in Table 1 and Table 2 is for you now, as an alumni, regardless of however it's been, as an alumni, you now can help these students, these HBCU schools, have even the much more by getting involved in what we're talking about. Here, where you know at the White House is currently the current president of the 2022 year is trying to help HBCU students get higher education. And the White House, using this initiative on advancing education equity, excellent and economic opportunity through historical black colleges and universities. This is from the Department of Education, where the Department of Education may have, I don't know, I know they got grants, because we're going to show you that in a few minutes. They got different kind of grants, and you know there are also the Pell Grant. It's just here an opportunity, but here is an opportunity for the alumni to empower themselves and the school. They can empower themselves and the school, because if the alumni can set up account with under this process, so can the individual of the Alumni Association. Black colleges created a scholarship guide specifically for HBCU students, and their guide covers. Now, all this information from the White House is a part of the information that we show, but I see the arrow there, visit for yourself. This link here showing you to review our HBCU scholarships guides below. And one of those things you see there are grants, and there's grants are those Pell Grants that I was speaking of earlier for students who can go to school. Now, a grant is not a loan. Grant is a gift in the term of what we understand it, but yet and still it's for, and you can see it's given by the alumni of that HBCU school. Look, here is something I gotta give. This is I have to read this. Past performance is not indicative of future earnings. The use of Novatech, and that's what we're talking about, LTD information, products, and services should be based upon your own due diligence, and you agree that Novatech is not liable for any success or failure of your business that is directly or indirectly related to the purchase and use of our information, products, and services reviewed or advertised. All information contained herein should be independently verified and confirmed. We do not accept any liability for any loss of damages whatsoever caused in reliance upon such information or services. Please be aware that risk involved with any trade done in any financial market. Do not trade with any money that you cannot afford to lose. Trading cryptocurrency, also called digital and virtual currencies, crypto assets, altcoins, and so on, as well as forex, involves substantial risk and loss and is not suitable for everyone. That includes you. It may not be suitable for you, but I'll you get an understanding, and once you get an understanding, you'll see that it really is suitable for everyone. However, you have to be 18 years of age to become an affiliate and an associate of Novatech. And this is the Novatech legal disclaimer that I'm reading. And why am I reading it? Because I am a member of Novatech, and I am an associate and an affiliate of Novatech. And as an affiliate and an associate of Novatech, I am bound to give you the legal disclaimer to show you what you are getting embarking upon. Okay, now moving on. Here is an opportunity for you as a graduate of any HBCU or any other university or anywhere in America, outside of America, because Novatech is a global trading platform, metafied trading platform, a global metafied trading platform. So regardless of where you are, if you're a student and you graduate or you have not graduated and you're over 18 years old, you can become a part of a metafied trader broker with Novatech. Is a metafied trader broker. And as that you see here, this is showing you what you may want to become in an affiliate or in an associate, but yet nevertheless, this is just a pictorial presentation to show what you can accomplish. Now back to the dreaming. 150,000 a one-time deposit at 3%, averaging 3% a week for 5 years, would generate $334,373,140. This is now we're talking about the HBCU partnership scholarship funding system operating on that HSBCU through that HBCU Alumni Association to fund scholarship for the students attending that HBCU. That's what we're talking about. 150,000. Okay, $500. You may want to pay 50,000 a month in addition, because all we're talking about is compounding or accumulating dollars for scholarship fund. That's what we're talking about, and we're using this trading platform to do it. That we are trading on the weekly basis or daily basis, and it's every Friday. At the end of the week, that 150,000 is going to give us what we have earned, and you can look at the deposit withdrawals and the earnings, the total deposits, the accrues, and the banners. All this is on the right side up under the calculator site, up under the HBCU logo, up under the application. The application, money is my plan B, and making God our plan A. We're making God our plan A, but money becomes our plan B to take the money that we're going to generate or compound or accumulate and give that to the students as a scholarship for all those who wish to get a higher education and qualify to get the scholarship. And if they can't, we can set up a training opportunity for those who don't want to go to college. We have all different kinds of income that we have coming in, $334,373,140 just in 5 years. But what will we have in 10 years if you can hear about the compounding process of this money? Now watch HBCUs Harris. Now this is an HBCU alliance, and you can see, and look where it's located, in Augusta, Georgia. I spoke with this gentleman here when I told him, and I have also sent him some information about HBCU and the HBCU Harris. This is here just an Alumni Alliance. This is the HBCU Alumni Alliance. Invite you to be a part of us, and this is what he's doing. And this is all HBCU alliances all over America have the same opportunity. Now, I'm almost at the end of this presentation, but let me answer this question, or you answer that question for yourself. What is a Forex currency trader? Well, Novatech is a Forex currency trader. They trade. We are a trading platform. We trade all over the world. We're a global company. We are headquartered or located in Florida, one of offices, but we all have other offices. But one of our offices, the primary, is located in Florida, United States of America. But we are a Forex currency trader. We trade currency. The 150,000 that we're talking about, the 25, the 75, the 50,000, all that's currency. And we take that currency and trade it. And at the end of every week, we deposit that currency that we've earned by trading throughout the globe, take that earth and add it to your account. And it's called, and then you take it, if you put it right back in, you don't want to spend it, or you could, it's yours. And next week we're going to trade again. But if you take any out, we trade less. But if you put more in, we trade more, if you understand the principle of what we're talking about. And this is Novatech letting you know what Novatech is. It is a Forex currency trader. And you can get the definition of what a Forex is, just read it for yourself. And I'm not going to indulge your part. Okay, look. Why wait for the court to decide our students' educational future? Well, there is. The United States government, President of the United States, wanted to forgive students at least $20,000 off of their student loans. Where one judge said, no, 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 I'm going to block that. I'm going to block it. And that one judge so far has blocked it, and I think they are appealing it, according to what I hear, appealing the process. But why not create a historical black college and university banking scholarship fund yourself? You know, it's crypto. We use crypto. And I'm going to introduce you now to show where we are already, all as a graduate from an HBCU myself. I can say we because I'm a part of the HBCU family as a graduate, and they are now HBCU cryptocurrency organizations, if you can hear what I'm saying. I'm going to share that in a minute. Now, let's move on. Watch this. Here's what we're talking about. I'm finalizing this now. This is 1.5 million. 1.5 million if there were a, say, a co-op of HBCU alumni. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. If there were a co-op of all alumni from different HBCUs, all the alumni themselves formed a co-op or an organization to raise 1.5 million and put it into this process of compounding it, we would have at the end of that compounding 65 billion 232 million 315,564 HBCU funding dollars for a scholarship fund. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about a whole lot. We're just talking about a measly 1.5 million raised by all of the alumni within the United States of America from all of the HBCU alumni organizations. And each one of them could put in whatever they put in, that's what they get out. If you don't put in but a little, you can put a little. And that may be one that want to put in the whole 1.5 million. And if they did, then that HBCU would have in their scholarship fund 65 billion 232 million 564,000 dollars in their hand. I'm moving on with this where I'm concluded, and I just want you to see that this dream, and in the scriptures they say when they buried Job, they said, let's bury this dream and see what happened to his dream. Well, you can't kill a dream. And if you decide that you want to take part of this, you can do it simply by just going to Money is My Plan B and completing that free application. Here is a part of the 107 colleges, HBCUs, in the United States that are identified by the United States Department of Education as HBCUs in America. This is information that's taken, and this is not my information. This information was taken from another source, October the 12th, 2022, and you can gather this information for yourself. Just visit these URLs that you see here and get all the research you want about the process. Now look, here is a question that you have to answer. What is a MetaTrader 5 broker? Well, all of these pictures are pictures that says worth 1,000 words, but each one of these persons here and pictures that you see are involved in MetaFi Trader Broker. And Novatech is a MetaFi Trader Broker. And Novatech will enable you and especially you to become your own bank. As an alumni, you become the person that's going to fund the scholarship for your prospective students to come to your HBCU campus and get an education on the scholarship as opposed to a student loan. Okay, moving right on in conclusion of this. Here's what I was talking about, HBCU crypto, the first coin designed for black colleges and university. This is not my information. As you can see, I have it in quotes. I just really letting you see that there are freedom through education. There's freedom through education, and this information is from the HBCU, knowledge and wisdom. Now, knowledge and wisdom, I can talk about that just for a minute, but that's two of the seven spirits of God. You can find that in the book of Revelations in chapter 5, verse 6, that God sent all his seven spirits forth into all the earth. And you can also see those seven spirits in the book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 2. And these two here, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, might, counsel, the fear of all those are the seven spirits of God. I'm not going to get involved in it. I just want you to know that what they are using here in this freedom through education HBCU logo is what I got it off the internet. That's why I put it in quotes to let you see that I had nothing to do with this other than to show it to you. And the information, the HBCU crypto, the first coin, and cryptocurrency is using in coins, and there's over 9,000 different coins. Bitcoin is just one of the coins that you hear about, but Bitcoin is not the only coin. And now you can see that this HBCU crypto coin is now available for black colleges. Yes, when you enroll into Novatech, you will be participating in this coin. I'm going to move on. Now let's this. Here is my picture. I am a graduate of the University of Arkansas. I graduated with a degree in accounting and business administration, and I have under my picture my cashback bank. My cashback bank is another tool that I'm using to introduce you to Novatech. And Novatech is a conglomerate of just a MetaFi trader broker, and they take whatever proceeds you have out of your bank A, we'll call your bank, whoever you banking now, bank A, and you're going to transfer the money from bank A over to bank B. You notice I use the term transfer the money over from bank A to bank B, and the money in bank B is going to earn you an average of 3% every week, or daily every week, and at the end of the week you're going to receive those proceeds that your money in bank B has earned or generated, and you're going to take those proceeds and put them right back next week so they can earn another 3%. And as long as you let it stay there and compound, you're compounding now, you're compounding, and the longer you let it stay, the more you're going to have. My recommendation is just to show you my dream of 5 years. In 5 years, 1.5 million would generate 65 billion. That's what we're talking about. Now, 1 plus 1 plus 1 equal 1. And God said, the man is become as one of us. This is God talking himself. You see, I put it in quotes to let you know that this is from God himself, setting you and I, that the man is become as one of us. And understanding the principle of 1 plus 1 plus 1 equal 1. 1 HBCU plus 1 HBCU plus 1 HBCU equals HBCU, because now this is a family, if you can understand the principle of what I'm saying. In conclusion, please have a blessed day. Share this with as many people as possible. I recommend in the year 2023, by the end of 2023, at the beginning of 2024, you will have shared this with 100 people. And look how many, if 50 of those 100 people uh, graduates from HBCUs. Look what you have well accomplished in 1 year. It is amazing about God's telling you and I that there's more blessed to give than it is to receive. And it is more blessed to give. The more you give, the more you're going to receive. If you spend your life giving, you would never have anything to do but to sit down and receive and receive, because you will receive more than you can possibly give. Thank you for watching, and I pray God that you have a blessed day. Share it, give it away. The more you give it, the more you're going to benefit from it. Have a good day. I love you. Bye-bye.